Hi, Lazier students. It's Miss Friedman here, and I am back reading with you guys. Sorry, I'm moving around so much, but I'm here to read Chapter 3 with you. And as we are reading in Chapter 3, I want you guys to really be thinking about what do we learn about Pellegrina, so Abeline's grandmother, and how she feels about Edward. So remember, this is Chapter 3, and this is really starting to set up the story in this one. So, if you guys remember, the end of Chapter 2 ended with the Rosie affair and the vacuum cleaner incident. Those were the great dramas of Edward's life until the night of Abeline's 11th birthday, when at the dinner table, as the cake was being served, the ship was mentioned. So, "She is called the Queen Mary," said Abeline's father, "and you and your mamma and I shall sail on her all the way to London." "What about Pellegrina?" said Abeline. Remember, that's Abeline's grandmother. "I will not go," said Pellegrina. "I will stay." Edward, of course, was not listening. He found the talk around the dinner table excruciatingly dull. In fact, he made a point of not listening if he could help it. But then Abeline did something unusual, something that forced him to pay attention. As the talk about the ship continued, Abeline reached for Edward and took him from his chair and stood him in her lap. "And what about Edward?" said her voice high and uncertain. "What about him, darling?" said her mother. Yeah, they sound rich. "Will Edward be sailing on the Queen Mary with us?" "Well, of course, if you wish, although you are getting a little old for such things as China rabbits." "Nonsense," said Abeline's father jovially. "Who would protect Abeline if Edward was not there?" From the vantage point of Abeline's lap, Edward could see the whole table spread out before him in a way that he never could when he was seated in his own chair. And he looked upon the glittering array of silverware and glasses and plates. He saw the amused and condescending looks of Abeline's parents. And then his eyes met Pellegrina's. Remember, we're thinking, what do we learn about Pellegrina and her relationship with Edward? Pellegrina, she was looking at him in the way a hawk might, in the way a hawk, that's a bird, hanging lazily in the air, might study a mouse on the ground. Perhaps the rabbit fur on Edward's ears and tails and the whiskers on his nose had some dim memory of being hunted, for a shiver went through him. "Yes," said Pellegrina, without taking her eyes off Edward. "Who would watch Abeline if the rabbit were not there?" Seems like she's maybe sending a message. That night, when Abeline asked, as she did every night, if there would be a story, Pellegrina said, "Tonight, lady, there will be a story." Abeline sat up in bed. "I think that Edward needs to sit here with me," she said, "so that he can hear the story too." "I think that is best," said Pellegrina. "Yes, I think that the rabbit must hear the story." Abeline picked Edward up, sat him next to her in bed, and arranged the covers around him. And then she said to Pellegrina, "We are ready now." "So," said Pellegrina. She coughed. And so the story begins with a princess. "A beautiful princess?" Abeline asked. "A very beautiful princess." "How beautiful?" "You must listen," said Pellegrina. "It is all in the story." Chapter 4. What happens next? Thanks for reading with me. I hope you guys stay tuned and come back in. Bye.